What if the most infamous pirate in history wasn't the one you thought you knew? Forget Blackbeard. There was another captain who captured more than 400 vessels, ruled the seas with uncanny ferocity, and left behind legends darker than any myth. Tonight, we descend into the blood-soaked wake of Black Bart. The sea doesn't give second chances, but Bartholomew Roberts seized them with ruthless precision. Born in Wales as John Roberts in 1682, he was not destined for obscurity. Yet destiny found him in 1719 when his ship was captured by pirates and he was thrust into a life he would remake on his own ferocious terms. He was reluctant at first, more sailor than cutthroat. But the sea responds to ambition, and Roberts quickly revealed a rare blend of navigation skill, tactical genius, and raw audacity. Within weeks of being pressed into pirate service, his rise was meteoric, so much that when the previous captain died, the crew elected him their leader, a rare moment of democracy among thieves. From that moment forward, Roberts became a force of nature. He renamed captured vessels, including the formidable Royal Fortune, outfitted with dozens of cannons, and crewed by men who trusted his vision and feared his ruthlessness. He didn't just attack ships, he crushed fleets, sailing from the Caribbean to the waters off Newfoundland and down to the West African coast. His success was unprecedented. While other pirates made headlines for daring raids, Roberts amassed more than 400 prize ships, by far the most in the golden age of piracy. That staggering tally wasn't luck. It was calculation, instinct, and a willingness to embrace violence as a tool and a weapon. Yet beyond every captured vessel, every treasure, and every fired cannon, there was a deeper mystery to Roberts' reign, one that soon blurred the line between legend and blood-soaked reality. From the moment Roberts raised his black banner, mariners knew terror was approaching. But this was no ordinary Jolly Roger. His flags were symbols designed not just to intimidate, but to incite complete surrender before a shot was fired. One banner depicted a skeleton holding an hourglass, a chilling emblem that time was literally running out for those who resisted. On another, Roberts himself stood atop two skulls, beneath acronyms that spelled out vengeance on islands that had hunted him. ABH for a Barbadian's head, and AMH for a Martiniquan's head. These weren't mere decorations, they were psychological weapons. When Roberts sailed into Trepassey Harbor with his banners unfurled, the crews of 22 ships abandoned their post without a fight, choosing flight over certain doom. But the fear spread deeper than any symbol. Rumors whispered that Roberts wore rich crimson silks and fine garments into battle, a garb more befitting royalty than a pirate, and that he carried himself with a swagger that transformed fear into legend. And aboard his ships, discipline was strict but strange. No gambling, no smoking, rest only on Sundays. and even a clergyman among the crew. His men weren't merely followers, they were believers in his vision, or terrified of opposing him. These banners didn't just signal death, they broadcast inevitability, pressure so psychological that many captains surrendered before the first broadside. In the world of piracy, Roberts wasn't just powerful, he was unforgettable. Pirates are often portrayed as chaotic criminals, but Black Bart Roberts introduced an unorthodox order to that chaos. A pirate code unlike any the seas had known. When Walter Kennedy deserted with the Royal Rover, Roberts didn't descend into madness. Instead, he established a new set of rules for his crew, a code sworn upon a Bible that governed life aboard his flagship and imparted a strange sense of structure among thieves. This wasn't democracy by accident. It was strategy. Plunder was divided fairly, weapons were kept ready, and punishments for severe infractions ranged from marooning to mutilation. On the surface, it sounds like tyranny, but it forged a discipline that made his operations efficient, terrifying, and, above all, profitable. Roberts himself was a paradox. He forbade gambling and drinking, demanded cleanliness and order, and even allowed Sunday worship. Yet he commanded a crew who took no quarter from their captives. Some tales recount horrors, such as the burning of a slave ship, where those aboard were left with no escape, a testament to the merciless side of his command. This blend of odd morality and brutal enforcement kept his men loyal and his legend alive. Unlike other pirate captains whose reigns ended in betrayal or drunken rebellion, Roberts maintained cohesion until that cohesion was tested with fate's cruelest twist. In the treacherous world of the high seas, few captains ever commanded obedience like Black Bart. But the cost of that control would soon reveal itself. The sea is indifferent to reputation, and legends eventually meet reality. For Black Bart Roberts, that reckoning came in early 1722, off the coast of West Africa, near Cape Lopez. The British Royal Navy, tired of his reign, dispatched a powerful warship, HMS Swallow, under Captain Challenger Ogle. What followed was not just a battle, it was the twilight of an era. Roberts, ever the showman, stood on the deck of his flagship, Royal Fortune, dressed in rich crimson and fine attire, commanding with audacity even as cannons roared. But style couldn't shield him from the inevitable. Grape shot from Swallow's guns tore through the wind and struck Roberts in the throat, killing him instantly. Legend says he fell without a whisper, but his crew ensured he didn't fall into the enemy's hands. Honoring his long-held wish, they weighted down his body and cast it into the sea. A captain lost to the same waters he once ruled. The aftermath was as grim as any tale of piracy. Swallow captured Roberts' remaining ships and hundreds of his men. Many were tried and executed. And when the noose fell from gallows at Cape Coast Castle, it echoed like a warning to all who dared follow in his wake. Roberts' death marked not just the fall of a pirate, but the beginning of the end for the golden age of piracy. Where once the seas belonged to men like him, now they belong to naval empires determined to eradicate legend and lawlessness alike. Even after death, Black Bart Roberts refused to fade into obscurity. His reputation didn't dissipate. It mutated. The most successful pirate of his age, capturing more ships than Blackbeard or any other scourge of the sea, became a figure woven into myth as much as history. Stories grew with every telling. Some cast him as a noble rogue, a disciplined commander who treated his crew better than many naval captains treated their sailors. Others emphasized the brutality, burning ships with captives inside, hanging governors from yardarms, and his icy ruthlessness toward those who opposed him. His pirate code, a blend of order and brutality, became a symbol of how piracy was not merely chaos, but its own strange form of governance. Even cultural memory couldn't contain him. Roberts has inspired fictional characters in games, literature, and movies, his legacy shaping the way we imagine pirate lore today. But the sea remembers differently than storytellers. His body was never recovered, cast into the depths as if to become part of the ocean's own mythos. His captured ships, his plunder, his flags, they survive only in fragments and accounts, each retelling amplifying the mystery. Black Bart's life asks a haunting question. What does it mean to conquer the seas, only to be consumed by them? The more historians dig, the more contradictions emerge. Nobility and savagery, order and cruelty, legend and fact. And in that tension, his story continues to haunt the waves. Bartholomew Roberts wasn't just a pirate. He was a force that reshaped the Atlantic world. In just 3 short years, he captured more vessels than any pirate before or since, commanded loyalty through discipline unmatched at sea, and struck fear into every mariner who saw his flags unfurled. Yet behind every conquest lie a complexity that defied simple labels, a code that enforced order among thieves, a captain who forbade drink yet unleashed terror, a man who became legend for the very violence that defined him. His death didn't end his impact. It only transformed it. The fall of Black Bart marked the closing of piracy's golden curtain, and his myth has endured in tales, games, and folklore ever since. If you crave stories where history blurs into legend and the past reveals shadows rather than answers, hit subscribe for more journeys into the dark corners of the world's hidden truths. And as always, don't forget to look beyond the fog.